You're now listening to the sounds of
Shovanist Pigs.
This is the podcast where we talk about music, sports, or anything Chicago. Politics, women, random stuff that go on in life. Welcome to the Shovanist Pigs Podcast.
Yo, what up? Episode 2, Shovanist Pigs Podcast. We had a good week. Appreciate everybody liking, subscribing, sharing. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and SoundCloud, iTunes. Make sure you subscribe, like, help us out. So, it's episode 2. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Yo. Yeah, it's a good week, man. First, I want to get a shout out, right to everybody on my page, who shared it. Shout out to my boy Taiwan, man, down in Nashville, man. Originally from Chicago, man. He moved down to Nashville. He got his own business right now. If you in Nashville area, if you're a listener in the Nashville area, I want y'all to check him out at Your Way Mobile Car Care. He got a mobile car detailing and washing, gig down there. So a real good dude. So check him out, y'all. So yeah. But yeah, what's up, fellas, man? What's up, man? How was y'all week, man?
Tell them we need that check for that promo, man.
We need that check, T.Y. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Need that Bevel money.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, yeah, man. First off, man, we're going to get into some sports, man. All right, we got the Cubs. The Cubs are in the playoffs. They had the best record in baseball. They probably going to have the manager of the year. Probably going to have the general manager of the year. They had a real good season, but, it's something inside of me that think that it's the Cubs. You know what I'm saying? How realistic is it that they're going to actually go all the way? What y'all think?
It's the Cubs. That shit ain't happening.
No, I think it's a good possibility. I prefer for it to have been last year, man, so they can fulfill my Back to the Future prophecy. And they would have made, that would have been a big thing. They'd have took it all the way back then.
Gray's Sports Almanac.
Hey, the Nike Mags came back out though, so isn't that kind of like a sign or something? They re-released the Nike Mags this year. I mean,
that's true. I got my 2 donations in today.
That's a money grab. That's
definitely a money grab, but fuck it though.
I'm gonna buy some of them fake ones off eBay. I'm gonna feel just as good as you.
How much do they cost? How much do the Mags cost?
I want to say $250.
$250?
I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me.
I might say more than that. That pair of Jordans damn near cost $250. I'm saying $450.
Like auto lace.
I'm saying $450.
$450. Either way, $450 a price I pay, man. You get your flip game up with those, man. You gonna definitely, you know what I'm saying, get your money back.
Right, shit.
Last time they put those shoes out, they was getting buku money. At least 10 G's, 10
Bitch was
racks.
going for 33 officially. I remember that shit.
Cool.
Like
I'm waiting for Nick Young to rock them. Nick Young will rock them bitches in a basketball game. He rock all heat on the floor.
Team first.
Hey, he got traded, didn't he? Nick
That
Young?
nigga ain't on the team.
So they dropped him?
Hell yeah, they dropped him.
They dropped him. They didn't drop the nigga who snitched on him.
That nigga's 19. Nick Young's about 30.
Nah, he a snitch though, man. Snitches get stitches, and snitches shouldn't keep a job.
D'Angelo Russell got G.
He killed the locker room.
All right, man, hold on,
You
man.
can't lose your job and your girl in the same year.
That's a bad year.
Is he from Philly? He did play for Philly. That's another L for Philly.
All right, man, hold on. All right, let's not too far. We still talking about Chicago, man. So, all right, well,
What's going on with the Bulls?
Okay, yeah, the Bulls. So, I have no faith in D-Wade. I love D-Wade, but I have no faith in D-Wade. At this age of his career, man, he can break down anytime, man. He one layup away from coming down, and with that grimace he always do. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I give him 2 solid years here. I give him I don't see him. He's older, but he's not done.
He signed 1 year or 2 years.
2 years.
He signed a 2-year deal. He can fulfill a 2-year deal here.
The check cleared, goddammit. He cool. That's
No.
all that matters.
No, I see Eastern Conference Finals for the Bulls. I didn't say the finals. Who's standing in the way? Other than Indiana
Boston.
in the Eastern Conference, who else?
Boston.
Milwaukee,
Boston's too young.
Boston. I don't even like Boston.
Boston's too
People
young.
sleeping on the Hawks.
Hawks ain't shit. They own to that screen and roll they be doing with
That's every team in the league.
no, what's the homie name? Cal. No, what's that? Cal Korver. That shit they kept doing with us.
Yeah.
No, the Hawks is done. People are on to the Hawks. The Bulls got fresh faces.
They ain't got fresh legs.
Some of them legs is fresh, other than Dwayne Wade's legs, but he brings experience. He's like a player coach on the floor, which they needed. They needed somebody to put a little fire under their ass. You got Jimmy coming back. Jimmy got more endorsements. There's more money up for Jimmy. Jimmy Buckets, man. Jimmy like a sex symbol now, nigga.
Fuck Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy a sex symbol now. He got like little
What
ads
about
with like
Jimmy Butler
clothes.
that you like? What about his game? That nigga slow.
It's effective.
That motherfucker's average at best on offense.
He's averaging like 20 points a game.
He had no fucking choice playing with Joakim Noah. That was just passing
He
him
stepped
the
his
rock.
game up. I respect anybody who doesn't sign a
He
contract.
had no fucking choice.
Listen to what I got to say.
I am. He had no choice.
Listen here. He had the same situation that the quarterback in Baltimore had. What's his name? Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
I'm not going to sign and take the measly money. I'm going to show you what I got for a year, and I'm going to put my offer on the table that you pay me.
Joe
He did
Flacco
exactly what
showed
that
his
was.
ass in the playoffs.
It showed it. Jimmy didn't do that year?
No.
And then he showed out last year. He had a good year. Averaged almost 25 points a game.
That nigga
He's the
shot-
best defensive
he
player.
shot worse than fucking Josh Smith from 3.
He ain't a three-point shooter.
That's enough said. 17%. That's like league history.
He's a good swing man.
The worst.
Jimmy.
He's a great
All day.
defender. I give
All right,
him
what
his
about-
props on
And
that.
he had game winners.
What about Rajon?
I love
still-
Ray John.
I like Ray John. He got something to prove.
He
But
don't.
okay, who's
The
gonna score?
check lid.
Who's gonna score on the Bulls? Because the Bulls don't have no jump
You
shooters.
do.
Who?
You got Mirich still. Y'all still laughing. Okay. You still got Doug McDermott. You got Doug. You got on Dougie? You got on Dougie?
I like Dougie, man.
Dougie, you got Dougie.
He a bitch.
Dwayne Wade can shoot. Jimmy Butler is not a horrible shooter.
Yes,
Man,
he is.
D Wade when he goes cold, he goes cold.
I'm not,
And is that
it's
gonna be
the
the
Eastern
primary, like,
Conference.
yeah, that's gonna
I
be
didn't
the
say if we about to
primary
win a
shooter?
championship.
You know why I'm pissed off about D Wade? Because you was paying D Rose the same exact money, and you let a nigga that's 26 years old go.
Your knees is 46.
Who needs what you rather have, D Rose
D Wade's.
or D Wade?
D Wade's knees ain't never took him out for a
Have you
season.
seen Derrick Rose jump and run recently? Yes, you have.
That's against
Compared-
that's against the Knicks who have no bench. He can kill the bench on the Knicks. South Shore can kill the Knicks on the bench. Simeon can kill the Knicks on the bench. Who is the Knicks bench? Name me one player on the Knicks bench.
Yeah, who they got? Who is it?
Name me one.
the big man.
The big man. That's not a fucking name on the back of his jersey.
Kyle O'Quinn.
Who?
Kyle O'Quinn played
That
for
sounds like a
Orlando
name off Mortal
Magic.
Kombat. Nigga,
I'm
shout
dead,
out Shane
I'm dead.
Tunshun. That ain't a real name.
Hey, big man, black dude.
Exactly. You got descriptions.
No, I'm telling you, like he can.
Like, who robbed you? The big black dude with the hoodie.
He can rebound.
Luke Cage,
shoot the
nigga.
jumper.
Textbook Phil Jackson, pretty much.
Exactly.
An unknown motherfucker that you just ain't never heard
No,
of.
he's solid though. He's a solid dude. You got Brandon Jennings, who I actually think
Who I seen getting fucked up back Derrick Rose consecutively in
more
practice.
athletic than that nigga. Proving to my point,
Athleticism,
D-
stay in front of him.
D Wade ain't doing that shit with them broke ass knees.
He had a good season last year.
You expect D Wade to put up 20 and y'all be okay?
He gonna put up 20.
Thank you.
Jimmy gonna put up 20. And you get the rest from somebody else.
Okay, between the Knicks and the Bulls, who you think gonna have a better team this year? Who you think gonna have
The
a better
Bulls.
I think the Knicks.
I
The
think
Knicks.
Knicks.
The Knicks.
I think
Okay,
the
let me see. Let's go down this Knicks rail. Well, this Knicks shit. Okay, D Rose, he gonna get hurt.
So
Joe
is
Kim
Rajon
Noah
Rondo.
is gonna get hurt.
So is Rondo. So is Robin Lopez.
Who?
Robin Lopez.
We just got the bad of Lopez. We just got
yeah.
What
we
about-
can go.
Who
We can
else?
go
Who else?
Position
Who
for
Chris
position.
Naps. Porzingis.
That's the best thing they got. He gonna leave.
What
As
about
soon as
Melo?
his contract up.
What about Melo?
Melo gonna be Melo. He ain't gonna pass the ball. He a black hole. He gonna get his.
And what is Jimmy Butler?
He'll get his buckets. He ain't gonna pass the rock.
What's Mr. Buckets?
And who else they got? Brandon Jennings.
He better than whoever the fuck they got backing up.
His biggest highlight, he was Under Armour's first basketball signing.
Hey, do the Bulls still got what's the little big eyed nigga? Point guard, not point guard. He come in for the
Which one?
the little big eyed nigga come in.
Came
For,
from the Rockets.
yeah, Aaron Brooks.
Aaron
It's
Brooks.
He
Aaron
gone.
Brooks.
He gone. He gone. I think
He
he
gone?
gone somewhere else.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
He on Indiana.
We got Doug though. Doug gonna come off. Doug
Doug
McDermott, man.
Doug who?
Teach him how to Dougie. He gonna teach you how to Dougie this season.
So
Bruh.
realistically, what seed do you see the Bulls in if they hit the playoffs?
They gonna be in the playoffs.
6.
So you
Like
put
6
you
seed?
putting 6 teams over the Bulls.
Yep.
Who?
What's the six?
Cleveland.
Clearly,
Detroit.
Detroit.
Milwaukee.
Detroit.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Boston. Atlanta.
Taking Drew's microphone.
Psych. Possibly Toronto.
Toronto's
I
always
forgot
gonna be
about
up there
Toronto,
because it's the
yeah.
East.
Toronto was strong last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Indiana.
I was just about to ask what
That's the big. I give it like the Eastern
The
Conference. big-
Knicks.
Shut up.
Shit. You want me to keep going?
we just needed the six.
Derrick Rose gonna be gone because he's gonna be in jail for rape.
He ain't do that shit.
He foul,
That's why
fam.
that bitch keeping that name on crack.
Then you gonna disgrace Ben Wilson jersey, putting that 25 in the jail cell.
Hey, Nick Anderson had that motherfucker on, so
He
it
disgraced
can't
it
get
too,
no
missing them
worse.
free throws.
It can't be no worse than that.
That might be a bad luck number. That nigga that he got shot. That nigga missed free throws. This nigga gonna jail for rape.
All right, man. All right, forget the Bulls, man. All right, let's just leave the Bulls. Let's just leave the Bulls alone. All right.
Don't give me 25. That's the first thing come out your mind when they go to jail. Like 25 to life.
All right, man.
Hell no.
All right, the Bears. We got another team in Chicago they won a game. Surprisingly, they beat the Lions.
Who's the Lions? Ugh.
Yeah, they beat the Lions. So,
Divisional win, man.
but hey, they had what's his name, Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, Hoyer look real good out there.
Yeah, so y'all think that if Jay Cutler is healthy,
Been through this with Brian Hoyer.
if Cutler is healthy, do you think that he should? Do you think he should start, or they should just continue with Hoyer?
I'm gonna go with the best available quarterback. Like who's ever gives me the best opportunity to win. Clearly, it ain't Jay Cutler.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you hate Cutler?
Why do I hate Cutler? I hate his attitude. I hate
His body language.
his body language sucks.
Okay.
He look like a dude who work in retail who get paid minimum wage, and the manager always asks him to do work, and he always got an attitude. That's him, but he getting paid.
That's all that matters. The checklist.
He getting paid like a manager, and he act like he a part time under 20.
So okay, do you like Andrew Luck?
No,
Do you like Matt Stafford?
no.
That's Cutler in another jersey.
I like.
It's a lot of these motherfuckers in
I
the
don't
number
know.
jersey.
Another
That's
jersey.
what I'm getting at.
But they ain't getting Cutler money though.
They get more than Cutler.
Cutler's like one of the highest paid NFL players.
So are the two I just named?
Who?
Matt Stafford and fucking
Andrew Luck.
Luck.
But
Luck just has potential on his side and youth. He puts up the
Cutler ain't got no. What Cutler got on his side?
shit mobility, which none of them two have.
Mobility. He can't run away from them sacks.
Gee, he ain't got no offensive line.
got no
Just
offensive
think
line.
if he couldn't run.
Throw the
Man.
ball away. He
Man,
just
been
get racked
terrible.
up.
Bro, you can't throw the ball away when you in the pocket. When you in the box, you can't throw the ball away. That's a penalty.
I'm just saying. I'm going with
What you
Hoyer.
gonna do? What you
Throw
want the man to do?
Throw it in an area of a receiver, an eligible receiver.
You give him a better O line, that man will be way better.
No, he not. He gonna still try to squeeze passes through the defense.
Of course, he gonna make them type of throws from time to time.
This is the
yes.
same. Know what exposed him to me?
What?
I was a Jay Cutler. Like, I wanted him to succeed too, but that one season he went down in the back of McCown. McCown came in.
When he was 7-3,
Hold on, McCown came in, right?
he was like 10-2 touchdown.
This is what McCown did. This is what
interception
McCown did. He showed you that you had other weapons. When you had Jay Cutler running the offense, he only threw the ball to Brandon Marshall. He could be in triple coverage. I'm throwing the ball to Brandon Marshall. We would not have known who Bennett was. We would not have known who Alshon Jeffrey was if it wasn't for McCown because he didn't throw the ball to him.
Look, man, part of what makes Cutler such a lightning rod in Chicago is that his attitude. Granted, what you said in the beginning, he has an attitude that makes fans view him as somebody who's not a Chicago type player. Like, you got to have emotion. You got to like kind of make the players want to play for you. You know what I'm saying? To be a Chicago type player.
Who's the best Chicago quarterback of all time? Statistically.
What's his name?
Statistically, we never had
Well,
one. That's
well,
the problem.
Statistically,
Talking
it's Jay
about
Cutler.
him, goddammit.
So,
You talking
statistically,
about-
it's Jay
We've
Cutler.
never had a good
You're
quarterback.
talking about him.
But you know what? Who the Chicago quarterback that's in everybody's heart is Jim McMahon. That's what
That's
they
only
always
because
love.
he won one Super
One
Bowl
Super Bowl.
with the best fucking defense ever, possibly, and Walter
Sweetness.
Payton.
Sweetness, baby.
But that's different. Like
You put Jay Cutler around that shit, you might have 8 with that type of talent. Let's cut the shit here. He's shitting on Jim McMahon, the
Shit.
funky QB, whatever the fuck they call him, with them stinking ass shades on.
he was, but that's like that's one of our biggest things about our history of an NFL team that we have. We have never had a quarterback. We have never.
Thank you. You finally get one, and you shit.
But
on
he ain't
him.
one either. He just better than the ones we had.
You have no O line, bro. You can't do shit without an offensive line.
Rex Grossman had a better O line, man. Just think about that
You
statement.
defending this nigga too?
Just think about this
Just
statement.
for real, like look at it, G.
Rex Grossman had a
He has
better
no
O
O line.
line.
So you give me tell me that when McCown came in and won games,
I'm not.
he had the same offensive line he had. Homie that played last week,
So you
Brian
don't think-
Hoyer, had the same offensive line he had.
So you don't think
But
they
yeah, how the
switch
hell
up
they
the
getting
strategy?
W's?
You don't think they switch up the strategy? To
Who?
his strengths? The quarterback.
So
Cutler has a stronger arm, so you go have
We're
your
talking
receivers
about
go
W's.
deeper routes. You go have your receivers go deeper routes, which take more time to develop. So it's gonna give your offensive line less time.
okay, but
So
you want to throw the
protect you.
defense off, right? So you want to move the change, right?
Yes.
Everything can't be down the field. Sometimes you gotta throw them. What's the homie we had that we sent to Denver for him?
I don't know.
Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton knew how to get them 5-yard
They
passes.
shitted on him.
He was a 5-yard king, man. 5 yard, you all the way down the field. Motherfucker never threw a bomb.
They shitted on my man.
5 and 7 yards straight to Greg Olsen.
They got rid of both.
And then we put in Robbie Gold to get them 3 points. You know what I'm saying? Let the defense hold us over.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. Well,
The Bears.
there you go. The Bears. So, I mean, while we on sports, you know what I'm saying, we might as well just merge two into what we were talking about earlier when it comes to the coons in sports, man. We just heard earlier, we talked about Terry Bradshaw and what he said about, the national anthem. And, you know, players going to pay for the national anthem. You got Shaq making his statements. You got everybody talking about, you know, how, you know, the national anthem is being disrespected and the country being disrespected. When Colin Kaepernick said, as soon as he came out, this is no disrespect to the troops and what they fought for. But you still got people coming out talking about how, you know, these people are disrespecting the flag and I wouldn't take this, you know. But they, in the same vein, they would say, it's a free country, I support free speech, but then say some bullshit like, you know what I'm saying, right, but they still shouldn't do it. So how the hell you going to tell somebody how to protest? It don't make any sense.
That's the point of it. They want to control you. Then you got to look at the people, the type of position they're in, the people that are making these statements. The people that are making these statements are people in power, people that's in the public eye. Look at the stations that they're making these type of statements on. They're on stations such as Fox, CNN, sister stations of these under that umbrella where it's gonna happen. And they're gonna make this statement. It's like a Stacey Dash situation where she say the bullshit she says and she catches all the flack. So, I mean, you gotta take it with a grain of salt.
I mean,
The check clears.
She playing a role.
The checks go clear and these niggas dancing.
That's true.
But I think it like this, like, when you know better, you do better.
I'm with you 100%.
And when it comes, I didn't know about that third verse. Like a lot of people didn't know about that third verse to that anthem. But when you do hear it, and you clearly see that it is not for you, how could you stand up for that? It's all one song. It's just like the Jay-Z, Is That Your Bitch? Either it's with him or with Mick Bleak. It's the same song. So when it comes to that anthem, it's like, okay, when that anthem is written, and we still dealing with the 13 original colonies, which you weren't free in none of these 13 original colonies, how do you stand up for that? And you still see injustices going on throughout America.
Well, you got people like Jason Whitlock, you know, he worked for Fox, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna, you know, lick boots and shit, you know what I'm saying, right, to keep his job. He always saying stuff about how, you know, this, you know, he always trying to say that, you know what I'm saying, right, what they're saying is not right, you know what I'm saying? They fighting for something that, you know, he don't understand what's going on. But I'm not saying just because you black that you have to agree with Colin Kaepernick, but still, you know what I'm saying, right, look at the facts, you know what I'm saying, look at what's going on, you know what I'm saying, right, and, you know, just be real, you know what I'm saying, don't, just because you work for a station don't mean you have to sell your soul and you have to be on some, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in this country is not really what's going on in this country. I mean, we all see what's going on, man. If you turn a blind eye to that, you a part of the problem, basically.
So do you see him, he's a coon?
I see him as a coon. Like, you know what, Stephen A. Smith, it's like with him, you know what I'm saying, right, some of the stuff he say, I do see as coonish, but he does make good points sometimes too. Like, you know, he get a bad rap, I think, overall, because he makes some good points when it comes to blacks and our relations to each other. But people want to slam him for some of the coonish comments he makes and just say he's just a coon, bottom line.
So what's a coon?
I mean, Stephen A. shuck and jive when it's you know, beneficial to him.
What's a coon?
Hold on. We're gonna get to what's a coon, but let me say something about Stephen A. Smith. He does do coonish things, but I understand why he does coonish things. Because he works for Disney.
Thank you.
And we seen what happened with Rob Parker when he spoke up against another cornball brother, RG3. He said something about RG3 being a cornball brother. I even think he apologized and he was still fired. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, it's like, yeah, you can want to stand up for your people and your race, but you want to have your job at the end of the day, and I don't see anybody else. I think everybody can agree with that when it comes to like your job. Like, that's how you pay your bills.
Feed your family.
That's how you feed your family. So that's what the difference between the athlete who has millions compared to somebody, even though we know Stephen A. Smith gets paid well, to me, he's still like a check-to-check nigga. He ain't got enough money to retire. But
don't
like,
know that.
we don't. I'm sure he doesn't have enough money to retire. He can't stop working
It's
today.
safe to say
I'm just
that.
saying, like Colin Kaepernick, he wrote. He made, I heard Shaq say some coon shit about him, but he still spoke up, and it came to the point like, yeah, he got some guaranteed money, so yeah, for the rest of his life, he can live well if he manages his money right.
But if you look at the NFL, like they get paid every week, every Sunday after the fucking game.
But you have guaranteed money.
No, you don't.
There is guaranteed money in the NFL
Alright,
contract.
They cut your ass, nigga. Your cuts.
No, you don't. You know, no. If you make $100 million in an NFL contract and 50 of it is guaranteed, you get the guaranteed money.
There's
The other
always
50 is incentive based.
There's always stipulations within that guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You never see your entire contract.
You see, you don't see your entire contract,
Unless you're Peyton Manning,
but you do see
the
your
great white
guaranteed money. You do see your guaranteed money. And do you see players who like Shaq to me, who's retired, who's made their money and still
who was money
speaks out
savvy.
against it?
He was also savvy about his money and also educated about his finances due to his strict upbringing.
But at the same time, therefore, he is one of the people who should speak out.
But see, at the same time, though, you got to take that with a grain of salt because, like he just said, it's due to the upbringing
It's the
too.
upbringing.
At the end of the day, some of these guys they might, like for instance, it's a different topic. I mean, it's not sports, but same thing with DJ Envy and the stop and frisk. When he was pro stop and frisk initially, and it's due to his upbringing. His cops, his father's a cop. You know what I'm saying? So that household is ran differently. It's different belief systems in there. My mom a cop, but you know what I'm saying? I'm able to differentiate the two. I'm a black man. So, not saying he's not a black man, but it's just, you got to understand both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? You're either going to roll with what you're taught and what you've been raised with, or you're going to go against that. And what Shaq doing, it's his upbringing. His father was in the military. So he's had those strict rules and regulations and beliefs.
So what do you feel about when you see somebody like a Steve Kerr who gets on TV and says that he sees injustice and he knows what's going on, that things need to be changed? Clearly, he wasn't raised in that environment.
Do you know Steve Kerr's background? Steve Kerr's father was actually on the Atlanta Braves during that time period in like the 60s and shit, where they were integrating black people. And his pops didn't play that shit. So he was with integration to a completely different level of actually being.
We're not talking about that's integration, but I'm talking about racial injustice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Steve Kerr's pop didn't believe in that shit. He didn't believe in any of that. Like, he was with people fighting for that. He was with the movement. He wasn't against that.
Exactly, but Shaq should be he's against the movement?
You would think that, but once again, it come back to the shucking and jiving. Shaq liked to live how he lived. So Shaq is going to say, and he's going to do.
But he has enough money. He doesn't need TNT.
I agree
there's
with
no
you
such thing
100%.
as
He's the worst person on TNT.
There's no such
I would love
thing.
to see him leave.
There's no such thing.
Him and
as-
Chris
you
Webber
got
can go.
I was about to say Chris Webber right up there with him. And I love Chris
And take
Webber.
Reggie Miller ass with you too.
But these guys, they gonna shuck and jive, man, to get this money. Bottom line.
It's no different than what somebody do with a 9 to 5.
But no, when you're in a position when you don't need their money and you have your money now, that's when you need to speak up. I don't want you to. I don't
Why
like.
do you need money to speak up? It
You would-
should- it
Because
shouldn't
they'll be
matter,
blackballed. They can't go work at Walmart. I don't want to see 6'7" Shaq. 7'1" Shaq ringing up at Walmart. But he good now.
I mean, shit. If he was ringing at Walmart and he still had the balls to say something, I'ma fuck with him regardless, personally.
But you fucking with him ain't gonna keep him paid.
Shit, hell no. But
You
shit,
don't wear no Shaqs.
my kid,
right. So why
said my
ask
kid.
him? Why ask him to endanger those endorsement deals and
Them
and
endorsement
that
deals.
guaranteed money?
Them his shoes.
You
You
heard
own
about,
that shit.
You
It's
heard
about-
my man that got clipped.
It's about playing
from,
that role, man.
Damn, what was that squad? Hell, from the 49ers. No, not 49ers. From Denver. Dude, he did the same thing Kaepernick did.
You talking about Muhammad Abdul-Rauf?
Nah, you talking about the Hooper.
Are you talking about he's a football player?
It was a football play. He did it recently. The minute he did that shit, he got dropped the next day from his endorsement deal.
Are you talking about Brandon Marshall?
Yeah, they clipped his ass the next day. And I'm like, how the fuck you gonna cut somebody endorsement deal
For speaking their
for
mind.
your beliefs?
But at this point, man, it's gotten to the point where so many players are doing it now. It's not. I don't think that it's gonna cause any change now. The only way it can cause some change is if they delay the game, if they don't come out, if they actually start to mess with the money generated in the sport that they play. That's when some type of, okay, now, you know what I'm saying, right, this is going too far and some change is going to have to be made, because now it's not even a story no more. It used to be, it was the first story on the news. Now it's not even it's an afterthought at this point. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question. So how did y'all feel about that whole Donald Sterling bullshit?
I mean, that's how he felt, man. I mean, what he said was kind of foul, but still.
Is he the only one that feels that way?
Nah. I mean, on the low, you know what I'm saying, right? They probably all feel that way.
So you talking about people that's chucking and jiving, Ron?
That's different though. That's white privilege.
Just hear me out. You got all these players, like, okay, so if you was in Chris Paul's shoes, would you have played them games while he was still owning?
They had somewhat of a protest.
What, with some shirts, some
They
fucking
turned
jerseys?
Yeah, that was somewhat of a protest.
You still played under that motherfucker. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but you knew he was going to be out, though.
Fuck out of here.
They didn't know that.
You didn't know that.
They didn't know that.
You knew that shit was about to. You know he
the
was not
only
going to
out
last.
they had was because of his wife. If it
You
wasn't
knew he wasn't going to
if
last.
It was not for his
you
wife.
knew he wasn't going to last as an owner. That's every owner in the NBA, probably.
Okay, well,
NFL
that's
too.
my point exactly.
NFL
Let's
too.
go back to the NFL. You had Rush Limbaugh. He's a flat out racist. He almost got voted in to be a fucking owner of the NFL. So what if he would have got in? Another one. Because we ain't talking about the ones they had back in the day with Cincinnati when you had that one lady. She was calling these motherfuckers monkeys.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah,
Gyms, man.
I mean, damn. Like, sports is racist. Sports ain't shit. But
Sports is racist, but that's the thing. You have to use. That's a certain plateau for us to integrate and get in there.
So
Michael Jordan has paved the way. There will be others.
That's another coon then.
He's not a coon. I love the way he did it.
How? Because he didn't say shit.
He
He
hasn't
didn't
said
say
anything.
shit. But
He just now said shit in 2016.
And
This
that's kinda
motherfucker
'cause-
been drafted since 84.
let me say this.
And he had to do it.
Let me
'cause
say how he
one of
did-
his players called him out.
Not
Melo
even that.
was-
That's not really why I say he had to do it. This is why he had to do it. I'm not taking up for him by no means, but I'm just saying I think this is what his strategy had to be. Michael Jordan played basketball. He didn't make a lot of money on the court like these players do today. He didn't make the guaranteed money on the court. Most of his money came from endorsements. His endorsements might have been white. Matter of fact, they were white. If you think about Nike, Chevy, Gatorade, all these companies are white companies.
McDonald's.
So he took their money. He bought a team. He didn't buy no money with the money he made from Chicago Bulls. He bought that team with the money he generated over years
You got like
from
he's a
white
soul-
endorsers. Hold on.
Okay.
But when he did establish and buy a team, he employs
I rock with him for that.
80% black.
I agree with that 100%.
So he's actually putting money in black hands.
Okay. I give you that.
But think about how he had to get there. See, LeBron James can sign a 4-year deal for $80 million. Michael Jordan didn't get money like that. His money came from endorsements.
He got $30 million for the last 3 years that he hooped.
Last 3 years.
A year.
The last 3.
What you think LeBron doing right now?
LeBron been cashing out since he got there.
Not like that. Not in the NBA. Endorsements, yes.
No, his NBA cash is right.
No.
LeBron's NBA cash is right. Kobe's NBA cash was right.
Not-
Melo's
not
NBA
to-
cash is
not
right.
to the fullest extent. Not with LeBron. No, it has not been.
You remember when Magic Johnson got a $1 million contract and that was big shit?
25-year. He got a 25-year deal.
For $1 million.
That's the rest of his fucking life.
Joe
He
Johnson.
couldn't get traded. He was going to be a Laker for life. This motherfucker still be playing for the Lakers right now.
Joe Johnson.
Nigga, you just said 25
He's got
years.
like $200 million contracts.
Okay, he had one.
Who?
Joe.
He got 2.
No, he had one.
Atlanta gave him 1. Atlanta gave him 2.
No, Atlanta
Was
gave
it
him
Phoenix?
one.
Oh yeah, he left Phoenix and he went to Atlanta. That's when he got that major contract.
He got 2.
That was under the
They
same
re-signed him
contract.
before when he first went there. Then he re-signed with them and he went to Brooklyn. But he was still under 2 $100 million contracts. That's what I'm saying. The players' money today doesn't add up to the money that the players made back in the day.
I mean,
so
the
you
sport
had to
is
shuck and
also
jive a
on a
little bit.
different level,
So
though.
Mike shuck and jived, but now he's making a pivotal turn.
So you're looking at it the Jay-Z approach. Like, you can't help unless you got the resources and the revenue to do it, right?
He did it that way. That's the Michael
I
Jordan
mean,
did it
some
that way.
people do have to do
I mean,
it.
that's
true.
I mean, that's fine. If you look at it that way, I'm just asking. Is that how you would do it? How would you do it?
How would I do it?
Or would you
I would think I would go about it the same exact way that Michael Jordan did. He didn't say shit.
You play your role till
He
it's
played
time.
his role to his time.
Okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't
I
even
can
say that,
respect
man.
that.
Jordan said something when the people started asking why he wasn't saying something.
Republicans buy shoes too. White kids buy shoes too.
And it's true.
Suburb kids buy shoes too.
I don't know about that because the only lines I've been in have been black kids. Shout
on
out
the
to
south
Villa.
side.
Shout out to Villa. You know,
She was that downtown though. You be- A lot of goddamn whites, Mexicans.
But I
It's-
just feel
it's
like
brotherly
his hand-
love in that motherfucking
I
line.
feel like his hand was forced and he had to say something at the point because it's like, man, what's really going on? You know, our biggest voices aren't saying something. Michael Jordan is a big voice in our community.
But that's
Mike
what you
has
want him
lost
for.
his-
That's not what I want him to stick up. Like when it comes
Mike
to shit
should
like
have said that shit at his peak.
But
He
now
would have said that at his peak.
he'd lost
It
his
would've
endorsements.
shook half
He'd have
of-
lost his endorsements.
No, because that
He'd
was
have lost
the
his
that
endorsements.
was the biggest motherfucker at his time.
At his
Nigga,
time,
he been wearing the
yeah.
money
Wait
Dadas
a
like
minute,
Chris
just hear
Webber.
me out. Remember they had that lockout? What was that? 2011.
Yeah.
An NBA lockout. Say if LeBron had his money by then, according to you, right? He had all his bread.
He didn't have all his bread. He's still getting his bread,
He-
but he
he
makes
had-
a lot of his money.
Okay.
His
had
money.
an-
He don't
had
have
an
Michael Jordan
sufficient-
endorsements.
He had more. He had better than Mike. He got $90 million before he stepped on the court.
Before he stepped on the
On
court.
Nike alone. That was before his NBA money. That was just off Nike. You
Yeah,
ain't
like-
thinking about Powerade. You ain't thinking about Sprite, McDonald's, and keep going forward with all these different endorsements he got going on.
Nigga had bubble yum for a second.
I was just about to say I could have sworn he had a damn gum.
It was lemonade.
Shit, too. You just put
No, that was a flavor.
It didn't matter. He
bubble
got
yum
bubble
lemonade.
gum. But still, after that, okay, he got all this money sitting in the bank, right? His boy is an agent for half of the players in the league. That's his best friend. Why couldn't he construct his own league? Because they don't have any media ties. That's where you get all the money in your league from. All these leagues get money. People think it's jersey sales and all this extra bullshit. You get all your money from the fucking TV revenue. That's why you see these news headlines like NBA and NFL got these billion-dollar ass deals with NBC, ESPN, aka Disney, or Viacom, which is the big ass umbrella under all them shits.
Right.
And that's who's putting these checks in these motherfuckers' pockets, and that's why they got to do these fucking interviews, and that's why it goes like that.
But that's still white money. You have to get that money first.
But
We haven't even seen the greatness of LeBron yet. It ain't on the court. His biggest attribute is going to be like Obama to me. It's not what
And
Obama
that's
did
my
in
thing.
office. This is what he's going to do after office.
If
It's
you
not
know
what
you
LeBron
get
does
fucked
on the court
over-
during the time he's playing. It's what LeBron's going to be after he's done
So
playing.
why couldn't LeBron start his own league? Why couldn't he grab every highest player in the league? Hey, we on strike. Let's start our own.
That already
league.
happened before. That was the ABA. The ABA had way more talented players than the NBA.
They can still buy you out. These media contracts can still be like, hey, you got all the
But
talent.
we're not buying a league. We're talking about social injustice.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't watch a game on BT. It's got low quality. HDMI don't work for them niggas. I don't want to watch a game on Bounce TV.
We gonna end the topic on that. All right, we back. Shovanist Pigs Podcast. All right, next we're going to talk about, obvious, the biggest news right now. It's Luke Cage. I've never been a comic book dude, never read a comic book in my life, but it's hot, man. I was like, since the first episode, I've been open on it, man. What's y'all thoughts on Luke Cage?
Man, Power Man. What can you say about Luke Cage, man? It's been a lot of progress with that character, man. He started off as a stereotypical black character back in the day. I think he originated in the 70s.
He did.
And you know what I'm saying, you had him with the big disco shirt, you know what I'm saying, the yellow shirt with the big collar, saying jab turkey and all that good shit. And he just kind of progressed. You saw a transition in the character like in the late 90s. I think it was a game called it was a game called Marvel Broken something Alliance. You probably remember it, Drew. But that's when they revamped the character. They made him bald and they made him like Ultimate Alliance. That's what the game was called. And they revamped Luke Cage, and he looks how he looks in the show now. And I'm only 4 episodes in. I haven't finished the series yet. I know a lot of people binge watched and got it in and finished the series and is enjoying it, loving it. But four episodes in, man, I'm highly impressed with the presentation of it, the writing of it, the actors they got attached to it. My man that played Cottonmouth, he just got a nice little swag to him, man. They got him dressed up.
Did you fuck with him when he was on the 4400?
No, I ain't never watched 4400.
It was a good show, man.
I remember dude from that last Predator movie that came out.
And I fuck with Alfre Woodard not being a crackhead.
That was a good look.
Like, this
That
is
was
the first
probably
time
one of the first movies.
I must say, this is the
The
first time I've seen her
shows.
being in a positive role other than she was in some movie where they was like, it was like a basketball flick?
She was in a lot of movies, man. Alfie Woodard, yeah, but
She's
she's
like Penny Hardaway mother?
I don't know what movie
Blue
was
Chips or
that?
some shit?
The Blue Chips.
What happened to him? What happened?
Laughing at you, nigga. He said, "What you Penny Hardaway mother?"
She was like, she was somebody's mother in a basketball movie. She said, "Can you say something?" She's like, "Who?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she was Penny mother in
Well,
Blue Chips.
I watched the entire series. It was pretty dope. Like you said, I like the writing. I mean, it was a couple of things I ain't really fuck with personally. I mean, because I also watched The Get Down. Too many similarities.
Fuck that, man. Get to the controversy.
Controversy.
Ain't nobody fucking with his white wife.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy,
I
man.
always say white ain't right, goddammit. Not even
Man,
that
he
midnight.
gonna offend the white
He gonna
viewers.
offend our white viewers, listeners. We apologize for saying
Ron
segments.
fuck with the Caucasians. I need my job.
I said until midnight, goddammit.
The views.
12 a.m. Y'all good.
The views of Drew are not the views of the Chauvinist Pigs podcast. Just
But
wanna
like,
put
what do y'all
that
get
out
to feel about the backlash when it comes to like that certain thing? Like, you didn't know who this character, this actor was until this role, and then now since he's playing like a positive black not villain, but positive black character, non-villain. It's now it goes into his personal life, and they're showing pictures of him and his wife posing for pictures. But like, how do you feel about that, Drew? Like,
What's interesting about that to me, honestly, all bullshit aside, I was joking about the white ain't right. But no, all bullshit
like
aside.
quote unquote on his eyebrows and shit.
His wife is actually an executive producer for Netflix.
Yeah, she worked for Netflix.
She's actually part of the talent casting, if I remember correctly. She
So she put her husband on.
exactly
pretty much.
Oh, see, okay, that's cool.
exactly. So I rocks with her for that and shit. Hell, she probably put half of them people on.
Then they was getting like a lot of backlash saying like it was racist because there was no white characters. Where it was like no white characters in the show.
Who said it was
You
racist?
speak a little bit more to that because you were speaking about that.
Who said it was
Yeah.
racist?
Yeah, well, online right now, I saw on Complex where a lot of white people are complaining, saying that the show is not diverse enough, and it's like it's showing, it's basically having like a all black situation going on.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
How many of y'all watch the Ten Commandments? And I'm sure there's everybody in this motherfucker.
Before you go down that road, let me just ask: how diverse was Friends?
You ain't got to go back to Friends. You can go back to the show with Barney. What's the show with Barney? How I Met Your Mother. Not Barney like I Love You, purple motherfucker. I mean like Dookie Howser.
Doogie Howser, yeah.
Ain't no white people on that show. No black people on that show.
I mean,
Two broke girls ain't got no black people. I don't believe.
Well, they
Except
got
for, like,
one. They got
Sex in the City
Gary.
had the
Gary.
one dude.
Much as
the
I
main
love
dude.
Seinfeld wasn't a diverse cast.
Exactly.
You had black.
Most
actors
TV
in
shows
there.
aren't
Cheers.
diverse though.
Cheers. Exactly.
America is not diverse. So how can you have a diverse
Home
TV show
Improvement.
about something that's
There's
not
no
diverse?
such. It's no such thing. You can have attempts at diversity in shows. A show I think that did have some diversity that they canceled the fuck out of real quick. How to Make It in America.
Yeah,
that show was dope.
actually did have diversity.
That was a
Because I was
dope
about to
show.
say Entourage, which had no diversity, one of my favorite shows,
One
but
mine too.
Mine too.
no diversity in that show. Like except for Bow Wow. I don't know.
And we
black
only got
characters.
a lot of
him for a couple
Yeah,
of
you had like
episodes.
50 Cent here and there. I mean, like,
Shit, yeah.
but your
We
core
had-
characters were
Yeah.
never black.
But those are just like celeb appearances, though. Like like you said, the core characters weren't black. So, how can
Man,
you?
we got ballers for that now. Mark Wahlberg made up
Okay,
for that.
that's a new diverse show. That's a new diverse show.
Fuck that show. That shit ain't
shit
nothing but an Entourage knockoff.
It's
Sorry,
a
Mark
sports
Wahlberg. I fuck with you.
version of Entourage.
It's a
It's
good
the
show.
same show, bro.
We like it.
I see through you. Real transparent,
But
my
the show,
dude.
Luke Cage is tailor made for an audience. You know what I'm saying?
For us.
There's so many positive to that
It
show.
didn't have to be about us. It's a good.
It's positive to the show.
Bro, that's one of the few black heroes we have in an original Marvel comic. How many can you name that you actually have a natural black hero where he started off and originated as being a black man, and he wasn't switched over like Captain America and Nick Fury 3, 4, 5 times before he was black? Hell, Spider-Man.
We
black
know we
now.
don't have a lot of them. I'm just saying that.
So, I mean, shit. Let us have what we go have. Fuck what they talking about.
You know what, man?
It's
The
still
fact,
they show. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's
And that's
their
what we
show.
fuck up, though, man. Motherfuckers try so hard to fit in with some shit, man. Like,
It's more so about the message, though. Like, we're letting this side shit get us away from what that message is that's being displayed in that show.
Be
His
proud.
wife, that's his private life. It doesn't matter. What the fuck does that have to do with Luke Cage, the show? Like,
But
as long as the show is good, that's all we should worry
I got a
about.
question though. Like, what about Ghost did? G? It's like Ghost got a white wife, and in the TV show, he leaves his
black
black wife
for Spanish.
for
a
a
Spanish
Spanish wife. One Spanish chick.
Spanish chick.
She's Spanish. She Puerto Rican. She
Puerto Rican.
She
White looking.
Boricua. No, she Boricua. All the way.
All the way.
But she like a DEA.
Hey, these
so she
niggas
like
got me
white.
drinking
Boricua,
water
though.
while they over here drinking beers and shit. Check me out. Got me a glass of water over here. These niggas drinking beers and shit. Yeah. But
He
real
showed
talk.
you some positive imagery over there.
But real spit though, I mean, you know what I like about one of the illest things about Luke Cage? They had Dapper Dan on there, which was dope. How they had him on there. They had
Yes,
that picture
yes.
of Biggie was dope. They represent
Biggie,
hip hop.
yeah.
All the names, every
It was
name of
mainly
each
New York,
episode is the
though.
name of a Gangstar song.
Even when the show comes on, they're showing like Lenox Avenue, Malcolm
Yeah.
X Boulevard.
Exactly.
They're showing things like that. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I say
It's
it's
pro-black.
the whole thing about his wife. It has zero to do with the message of the show.
Presentation, yeah.
That has nothing to do with the quality of the show. Now I can see if she was integrated in the show somewhat. I mean, if she's a Netflix exec, okay, that's how we end up getting him as Luke Cage. But aside from that, what the fuck does that have to do with the show?
And we got some positive imagery there. You see Rosaria
Exactly.
Dawson.
I
Exactly.
mean, she was in Daredevil.
I mean, that's just
Rosaria
making
Dawson.
that was
I
just
know that, but she's in
that's just
Daredevil.
making the
She's in
universe fit
Kids,
together.
too,
That was just making.
You said kids, nigga. Kids was that shit back in the day, man.
Telly, nigga. Telly.
He just took it back, kids, man.
But yeah, man, they got
Butterscotch, nigga.
dude, Drew, man. Drew came up with so many of these actors who have these white women, and really what the backlash is. A lot of sisters are saying, why are these men, black men, dealing with these white women once they get to this successful level? So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, what's y'all point of view on, the whole black man going with a white woman and leaving the sisters alone? Like, my point of view is that, like, it does, to a certain degree, it does make me feel like it's kind of like causing an issue in the black community where it's like, okay, if we're going to progress the black community, why aren't a lot of our brothers, especially prolific brothers, dealing with, our sisters? Is the problem with our sisters? I mean, what's up?
No, but when I think about it like that, like we don't know them people personally, so we don't know how many sisters he dated, and he probably wasn't successful with the sisters. And sometimes it don't have to be race motivated. Sometimes it can just be like, that's the person who fucks with me. I like who like me.
Exactly.
Shout out to Brian. That's Brian's line. Brian Kendrick. I like who like me. Like that's the line he always used. Actually, it makes a lot of sense. I'm like, maybe I've had a lot of girlfriends. Clearly, they didn't all work out. Sorry, Shay, ladies. But, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no white chick right now, but I'm just saying, like, if I had one, it wouldn't be because I didn't like the sisters, because that's just the person I vibe with and I connected with, and it worked out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Sometimes it ain't all, but then when they do make it, then they make it seem like, why he don't fuck with the sisters? Like, damn, he didn't just get on at fucking 40. He probably been acting since he was 15. He probably had a lot of girls from 15, 16, 17 going on until he got to the age where he did get married, and it happens to be a white woman. So why is that a negative on him? That's not like a negative on him. It's like, I'm sure there's some black. What are black sisters that date these black men? They can't come up and say like, "Yo, I dated Amari Harkwit back when I was 20, and I cheated on him for the weed dealer because he had the loud, and I wanted to get high, and I ain't had no money to pay him."
No,
I'm gonna put the cape on
So I
for the
gave him a
sisters
hand
right
job.
quick. I'm gonna put the cape on.
You about to
cape
save
on.
her?
you put
Oh,
the cape
Captain
on
Save a Sister.
Before I say my piece.
Captain Save a
One of the
Sister.
few times I
Oh,
saved.
should I save her?
Hey, man, variety's a spice of life, man.
What about the sister that was actually rocking with Omari Hardwick?
How you know? How you gonna use it?
We don't know
Name
that,
me a
though.
situation where a nigga
We don't
had
know
a
that. We
sister
don't
that was
know.
rocking with him, and then she started rocking with him. Then he like, He stopped rocking with her.
We don't know what the what
Don't
situation
give me a Tyler
was
Perry.
leading-
Give me a Tyler
leading up
Perry
to
movie
it,
situation, nigga.
You know. What was you gonna say though, man? I ain't want to cut in on you. My bad.
Man, it's cool, man. Y'all already.
Oh, Jason Kidd or some shit.
Nah, man, he was getting his ass beaten. His child, his head, man.
Name me one. Name me one of them. You can comment on this shit too, can't they? When you go there.
Somebody.
Y'all had a
Somebody, hold on. Somebody named Phil Jones said real shit, Ron. You know Phil
I know
Jones?
fucking Phil. That's my nigga Phil.
Yeah, he said real shit, Ron. He shouting you out, man. He shouting you out, man.
Shout out to Phil for I don't know, man. Like, first off, I don't subscribe to the narrative that you have to stay within your ethnicity when it comes to love. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to love whoever loves you back. Like you said, your homie said, I like who likes me. That's all that should matter at the end of the day. Regardless if they white, black, pink, purple, whatever, I wouldn't give a fuck. If that person rocks with me and I rock with them, that's all that should matter. His wife has nothing to do with him playing that role. Omari Hardwick, have you say his name? His wife has nothing to do with him playing Ghost. That nigga been acting for at least 10, 15 years. These motherfuckers didn't stop fucking with him until his name was Jason St. Patrick.
Well, look here, I'm
He
gonna
was
tell
on
you.
first day F. Next day F.
They wasn't messing with him then.
Thank you.
Well, look, I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all
UPS man.
from my firsthand experience. I've dealt with white women. I've dealt with, obviously, I've dealt with black women.
You
But
had some Anglo-Saxon vag?
yeah, man, I stayed.
man.
I stayed in New Hampshire.
I was the snow, my nigga. I
stayed-
was the snow. You was skiing.
Nigga had some Aspen experience.
Nigga was skiing.
He had some Aspen experience.
Well, look, bro.
Skiing.
Well, look, I stayed in New Hampshire for 2 years, man.
Was it
So,
Your
the
credit score went up, didn't you? Every time she licked the
no,
top.
I was young, man. I was.
She
20
paid off your debts.
Dude, I was like 20. I was 22 years old, young. You know what I'm
she ain't
saying?
pay off your
I was
debts.
green. I wasn't really, mentally aware of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Green?
So, when you green, when you're not, when you just
Naive.
out there. You know what I'm saying? I was naive.
Oh,
So-
look at that. I just learned something today.
So you know what I'm saying? I dealt with, I was pretty much the only black man there. I only seen two black people in my 2 years there. You know what I'm saying? So
God
in
damn.
the
How
white,
did you survive?
How was that culture
You
shock?
should write a book on that shit.
Man. Memoirs.
but yeah, man. I mean, it seemed like
2
to
years
me,
of
man,
jive.
the white women I dealt with, man, they were very. This nigga stupid, man. Yo, they were very, very. It was like in awe of a black man. You know what I'm saying? So anything I
Thought you
did,
played basketball?
I played basketball.
And
I'm from Chicago.
And
First
you
of
tall
all,
as shit.
yeah, you from
Hey,
Chicago?
wait, hold
Oh
on.
my
Wait,
God!
One question.
What up?
How many bitches did you cheat on her with? Because you should have been fucking everybody in the neighborhood.
Dude, I wasn't
nigga.
committed to nobody. I was just smashing. You know what I'm saying? The whole
Okay.
situation. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I was just up there, young black man.
Chauvinist pig, right?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
The
So
title.
it just seems like, you know what I'm saying, right? A lot of times, a lot of the white women, they're just so fascinated with being with the black man that, they would do anything for the black man. And that's why a lot of black men, you know what I'm saying, right? I think that they stray towards white women sometimes because they feel as though a white woman, they can get what they want to get from a white woman. To a certain degree, you know what I'm saying, right? When you're dealing with a sister, you know what I'm saying, you got to be more of you can't bullshit a sister. And that's keep it 100. You can't bullshit a sister.
That's
And
true.
you
gonna call you
shouldn't
out on
bullshit
your
a sister.
Let me
Like West Indies Archie?
let me ask this. Let me
Malcolm X, West Indies Archie can't bullshit a West Indian bullshit?
let me ask this. Let me see what you guys' thoughts is on this. I was talking to one of my friends about this. Just talking about this episode we was getting ready to film today, not film but record. And I was like, man, we were just talking about this whole thing about the guy that plays Luke Cage and him having a white wife and overall, well, what people think. And her take on it was she feels like it's something a little deeper. She got kind of deep with it. She said that her personal beliefs was that she feels like it comes from slavery when the white woman was something we couldn't have. It was taboo for the black man to indulge, you know what I'm saying, in being with a white woman. Therefore, you know what I'm saying, you insert Willie Lynch teachings and stuff that still is going on at this day and age.
By the way.
You know what I'm saying? Boom. She feels like it kind of stems from that. Us saying it's basically us saying, okay, we free now. We can have what we want. If we want this white woman, we can be with this white woman.
So
if this white woman want us, we can indulge in that.
And here's my counter to that. Why couldn't that be the other way around? Why couldn't this white woman want the black man? Why couldn't that be taboo to them? Why couldn't it be?
Well, it is taboo to them. Just what Big C just
I mean,
said.
it's no different than I hate to bring it up, but shit, the porn industry. Shit. Like Ye said, you get fucked by a black star, your price went down. That shit real. The porn industry is racist as fuck. White bitches fuck a black dude, they lose all their motherfucking ratings.
Even Mr. Marcus?
He probably one of the few. He might be cooning, as we call it.
He might be a coon porn star.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you have some white porn stars that do interracial films, and you got others. The only one I know.
What if it's on the opposite end of, like, what if the
The only one for sure was like Gina
Gina
Jameson. Well, that goes on regardless.
You know how they view black women.
They lust for that.
They view black women the same way these rappers do. Bitches and hoes. You run into one white dude that ain't never called a sister a bitch or a hoe.
Can't name a black dude that's probably gonna call a woman a bitch or a hoe.
I mean, that's probably true too. That's probably true. Latin too.
So, do you agree with that narrative or not? That it stems from, slavery and that mindset.
I don't think it has something to do with slavery.
I don't though, because I never had that desire.
Because you have interracial couples, like when you see like the film guy, what was his name, Ebert.
Roger Ebert.
Ebert was like I've known him for many of years growing up watching TV.
You know what you see.
And you saw as you know what I'm saying, this is like look at him in a different light. Like you see him on TV every weekend with the other white dude, what's his name,
Gene Siskel.
Gene Siskel every day. And they be like rated movies. You would always think like they don't fuck with the black movies, like they be fucking with like Saving Private Ryan or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then when he's like damn on his deathbed, and you see his wife who looks like Oprah from fucking Color Purple. And you would think he would not be married to someone like that, but she ended up being like a really cool person.
But would that make you think back to what we were speaking to earlier?
Or even like what's that homie from Star Wars?
You had a check.
George Lucas.
He had a check.
George Lucas did the same exact kind of thing.
He got a family. He has a family. He got to play to a certain audience. So you got to put that in perspective too. We don't really know the true nature of these people. We don't know these people.
But why can't their situation be the same as the situation I brought up earlier? Maybe he dated a bunch of white chicks when he was coming up, and he just found that one who could make fucking potato pies and shit, and macaroni and cheese, and everything else you niggas like on Thanksgiving, and you was just fucking with it.
I mean, honestly, me personally,
it was the banana pudding.
I agree with Tim.
He had some dressing. That's what it was. Nigga didn't have no stuffing. He had some dressing. It's like, this is where that shit is at, and I'm fucking with this dressing. Put some cranberry sauce on that shit. Had a little bit of turkey meat in it.
Hey, Richard Daley, he like black women too.
I heard he got one now.
He got one now. Shit. And fuck, hey, Richard Daley, man, he sold out Chicago, man. When he sold the parking deal for 75 years for the city, we still under siege with that parking shit.
He sold like 75 years. He sold the parking meters for.
Yeah,
that's like we won't even be alive when that shit is done.
And you ain't heard nothing from him since he left.
Leaving Chicago.
Yeah,
but that was some cases. It did it, and there was no repercussions behind it.
Yeah. I'm saying ever since Rahm Emanuel been the mayor, you ain't heard nothing. You ain't even heard a peep from Mayor Daley because he was into some wild shit, man.
But the thing is, like that's how gangster he was, though. They have not indicted
hell on Blagojevich.
They got
and
indicted.
Jesse Jackson Jr.
Jesse Jackson Jr. should have went to jail. He's stupid.
They rained down hell on these motherfuckers twice. I was working cable at that time and rode past Blagojevich crib. Motherfucking DTs was around a 2-block radius, motherfucker. I couldn't piss without a motherfucking DT knowing. I couldn't scratch my ass without them knowing. Like, the minute you walk over there, they was like, what the fuck?
Phone died?
Cheap ass phone, man.
I told you to charge it.
Shovanist Pigs Podcast, episode 2. We closing it out. Just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all liking and sharing the content that we're doing. If you like it, check us out on Instagram,
Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, and iTunes at Shovanist Pigs. That's SHOVANIST. SHOVANIST Pigs. So I just want to close out by, saying some personal shit right now. From my point of view, life is short, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, this world is a crazy place, a lot of crazy shit going on, you know what I'm saying? So if you with somebody, you know what I'm saying, right, appreciate that person you with, you know what I'm saying? Do your best, you know what I'm saying, right, but don't be no sucker, you know what I'm saying? But, continue to, you know what I'm saying, strive and do your best with everything, man. So that's what I got to close with. What y'all got?
All I got is me and Mariah go back like babies and pacify. I don't even know that bitch, but she light skinned and I like her.
Y'all have a good night, goddammit.
All I gotta say is, when you check out the podcast, like it and follow it.
And
thank you.
Don't forget, white ain't right.
That's his point of view. Unless you tell him with some socks. As long as they white, they'll be all right. You can match that white sock with any other white sock.
Midnight.
Ankle, middle.
Midnight. White ain't right.
Robert Perry, them socks.
All right. Follow us at the Shovanist Pigs on IG, Twitter, all that good stuff. SoundCloud. Follow me on IG, Old Man Logan 83. Twitter, Know Me Media Group.
You that old, Joe?
You dig? You gentlemen forgot your Twitters.
You that
Put your
old?
Twitters out there. Subscribe. Follow us. We'll follow you back. We like talking shit. We like retweeting. All that good stuff. So,
what does the 83 stand for?
the 83 is my birth year, if you must know.
I thought that was your jersey number when you played football for your high school.
When I didn't play football for high
I
school.
thought it was a wide out, but damn.
Yeah, kicker.
Nah. Usually, numbers in the 80s.
Ray Finkel and shit.
Shout out to Marvel as well for putting out the Old Man Logan poster. You dig, for the next Hugh Jackman movie. No, 83 is not in there.
Oh, dang.
No, it's not. 92 is in there. The year of your former car.
Oh, shit.
I like how you threw that in there.
With a 2003 radio.
Hey, it's a lot of you bitches I took down in it, though.
Believe that.
Mike off.
I remember one time a trick came in here and tried to misuse us.
What happened to my $100, Joe? Nigga, did you take my money?
That's right, little bitch. I took it back. You ain't worth no $100. I am Joe Blow, the lover man. You should be paying me, bitch.
Give me my money, man.
Shit, what money? Shit, I get cut like you all day, a dime a dozen, shit. Here, here's $2. Go get you some dish powder and keep it clean for me next time.